Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. We're doing the ATC Mission 3. So, Dawn of War, the Eldar and the Necrons will be squaring off. Eldar will be on the far edge, Necrons on the near edge. We have 6 objectives with Purge the Alien as our primary objective. So we have an objective here, an objective on the other side of the bunker there, an objective here in the ruins, an objective in the center of the table, one in the fountain, and one here. So those are our 6 objectives. We will be right back with army lists. First up, we have the Eldar, 1,850 points.
Alright, so leading the Eldar, we have a Farseer with a Spirit Stone. His powers are Guide, Doom, Executioner, and Eldritch Storm. I have a 7-man squad of Dire Avengers and a Wave Serpent with Scatter Lasers, Shuriken Cannon, and Hollow Fields. I have a 9-man Dire Avenger squad with the exact same Wave Serpent setup. I have a Viper with twin Shuriken Cannons, a Night Spinner with Spirit Stones and Hollow Fields, a Wraith Lord with the dual Flamers, dual Bright Lances, and a Ghost Glaive, a Falcon with a Bright Lance and Hollow Fields. I then have 2 Aspect Host Shrines. First one has 5 Howling Banshees with an Executioner, 5 Striking Scorpions with a Scorpion's Claw, 6 Swooping Hawks. They have the +1 weapon skill. Then the other Aspect Host has 6 Warp Spiders, 6 Fire Dragons, and 5 Dark Reapers with Reaper Shot.
Alright, so there you have it, the 1,850 point Eldar list. Next up we have the Necron half Decurion detachment. Leading it is a Necron Overlord with a War Scythe, no other war gear. He has 2 squads of 10 Immortals with him, along with 2 squads of 14 Warriors. That is the Reclamation Legion, along with 8 bikes that have shield vanes and nebula scopes. We have a Judicator Battalion with 2 squads of 5 Praetorians with Rods of Covenant and 2 Triarch Stalkers with them. They're modeled with heat rays, but they have twin-linked heavy Gauss cannons today. And finally, we have a Doombringer flight with 2 Doom sides. So that is the Necron half. You've seen the armies and you've seen the table. We will be back once action commences. Initial deployment is complete. The Necrons won the roll and decided to set up first. We have the Praetorians, a block of Immortals, and the Stalkers in this end building next to the Tomb Blades, then the other Praetorians. Then we have Warriors, the other Immortals, and the Lord stretched out across the open street here. Eldar infiltrated Scorpions here on the flank. Then they have Banshees, 2 Wave Serpents, and the Wraith Lord here. And anchoring the flank is the Night Spinner, the Viper, the Warp Spiders, the Fire Dragons, and the Dark Reapers are starting inside the Falcon. So that is initial deployment. Necrons are going first unless the Eldar are capable of seizing the initiative. You want to go ahead and roll for that? And they do. So Eldar will be going first, and we will be back following Eldar turn 1. Alright, the Eldar seized the initiative. Everything jiggled around. The Spiders, or the Fire Dragons and the Dark Reapers changed places. Between the Dark Reapers, they scored 3 wounds, failed all 3 4-ups. Took another 2 down from here, so lost 5 of the 8 bikes, but they did hold their ground. Wraith Lord moved forward and ran 1 inch. Rest of the fire went into the bikes also, but all of that just bounced off. So we have 3 bikes standing. Other than that, no casualties. That is the end of the top of 1 Necron response. Coming up. Necron turn 1 rolls to an end. Bikes moved into the flank here along with the Praetorians to claim this objective. Fired with the Praetorians and the bikes here, did nothing. But then the Immortals all scattered about there figured, he's jinked already. We're going to go ahead and shoot him through cover. And scored 3 pins and wrecked him out. Fired the 2 Warrior blocks and the Immortals here at this Wave Serpent. Left it at 1 hull point. So it's crippled up, but it is not destroyed. And the 2 Triarch Stalkers marked this guy for death and did him 1 wound. So that is the end of turn 1. Tie game 3-3 on Tactical Escalation for turn 1. Tactical Escalation repeats on turn 2. Eldar turn 2 comes to an end. The Swooping Hawks returned this turn, fired down here between their laser blasters and their bird poop. They knocked down 3 warriors, and then Battle Focus didn't hardly make it behind the building with the Scorpions, but got close. The rest of the phalanx was intact across the front. These warriors took a blistering from the tanks here, but took no casualties whatsoever from that. And then the Dark Reapers fired into the building and destroyed 1 more of the box, who need a morale check, which I forgot, but we will get that, and you will know if they're there or not at the end of the Necron turn. So the Eldar were able to hold 2 objectives. The Wraith Lord tried to get to this center one, but rolled a 1 for his run roll, so he was not able to contest that one. So the Eldar score a point for the Banshees objective, and the objective here in their backfield. So that makes it 5-3 in favor of the Eldar, and Necron response coming up. Necron turn 2 went pretty well. Everything advanced, shot the Praetorians and the box and the Immortals at the Dark Reapers, killed 4 of the 5 of them, but the last guy passed his morale check. The rest of the Phalanx advanced and fired here. We wrecked this vehicle out, but the Dire Avengers are not pinned. Fired the rest of our stuff here, but Jink kept this dude in the fight. Both of the Doomsides showed up thanks to Hyperlogical Strategist. They killed 1 of the Scorpions and all 6 of the Swooping Hawks, in addition to blowing up the structure down here. So a couple more points picked up, and the Necrons also got 3 objectives. I got a little gung-ho and jumped too far away from the objective there in the building. So 3 more points to the Necrons. Coming up, turn 3. Eldar turn, that was 3, right?
Yes.
Turn 3 was a massacre. They killed so many Necrons. 4 Praetorians went down to the stinking Warp Spiders. Could not make a save. Got wounded 9 times. Failed 5 saves. Everybody went down except 1 guy. Down here we took the huge Apocalyptic Blast shot from this guy's Psychic Power. We got off a little luckier there. He hit 4 warriors in one squad, 2 warriors in the other, and 10 hits on the Overlord squad. He killed no Immortals. We saved all of them. We lost 1 warrior from each squad. The rest of his army bulked up here because the objective this turn is to shoot a unit to death or assault a unit to death. He killed all but 5 warriors from this other squad, or 4 rather. But they passed their morale check and they're hanging around. The Scorpions swooped up here, and the Banshees tried to make a charge here, but because of the terrain that they're stumbling around, they weren't quite able to make it to those warriors. So that is the end of Eldar turn 3, Necron response. Coming up. Necron turn 3 comes to an end. We took advantage of the Farseer had popped his invul save this turn. Both of the Doomsides targeted there. 1 scattered off, hit these Dire Avengers and killed all but 3, but they passed their morale to hang around. The other shot landed smack on target, killed 4 or 5 of them. The rest of the infantry continued to spray there until the Farseer and all his buddies were no more. Ash drifting on the wind. The Praetorians moved up, shot and killed a Fire Dragon and a half, wounded the Exarch, and then charged in with predictable results and chopped him all to pieces. The last Praetorian shot this guy and wounded him, charged him, but was unable to finish him. We both whiffed and missed with all of our attacks. The box moved up, scored a glancing hit on this tank, which was stopped by its holofield, and then charged and knocked another point out. And the Immortals continued to follow them up to fire, but didn't do anything. The Stalkers stepped out and fired down the pike at the Falcon, which jinked. It took a pin and a glance, but both of them bounced off. So that is the end of Necron turn 3. So they scored 2 points on tactical objectives and 3 kill points that turn, in addition to slay the Warlord. So Eldar turn 4 coming up. Eldar turn 4 rolls to an end. The Night Spinner moved out here, shot and destroyed 2 of the Immortals. One of the bikes went down to a attack here. He charged but was unable to finish me. And the Praetorian finally cut his way loose from that Exarch. Down here, more poor luck for the Praetorians between these 3 guys and a pair of snap-firing tanks. I lost 3 of the 5 Praetorians there. However, the Banshees and the Scorpions charged here, and between the 2 of them managed a whopping 2 warriors knocked down. They did luckily make their saves in return, and the warriors passed their morale check. So that is the end of Eldar turn 4. Necron bottom of the turn coming up. Necron turn 4 rolls to an end. Combat here continues. Praetorian joined the fight. He killed 1 of them, and the bike killed 1. They attempted to use hit and run and failed. So they're stuck in combat. These guys moved up and ran because the first Doom Scythe cleared this thing with a death ray hit and blew it up. The second Doom Scythe flew off the table into ongoing reserve. Chark Stalkers moved up to fire here as well. They fired here. Left this thing at 1 hull point and shaken. These are 2 hull points. These warriors knocked one out shooting. Charged and knocked the third one out, but the hollow field saved it. Oh my gosh, the combat, the Scorpions and the Banshees threw all of their stuff at the warriors. Didn't kill anybody. The Praetorians killed all of the Banshees, scored 5 hits, killed everybody, and the warriors cut down a Scorpion. Then the Scorpions tried to run and were caught by Necrons. Ugh. That is turn 4. Necrons did achieve Kingslayer because they killed the Farseer in a previous turn. So turn 5 for the Eldar. Coming up. Eldar turn 5 comes to an end. The 2 mobile tanks shoot to the Necron deployment to score a point for behind enemy lines. Combat here continues. Gong show. Nobody does anything. The bike took a wound but made his save. Nothing else happened. Everybody else missed. So that is the end of Eldar. Necron response for the bottom of 5. Coming up. Necron turn 5 comes to an end. The Stalkers destroyed this tank with rear shots with a Gauss cannon. And the Flyer came on and hit this thing, knocked it down to 2 hull points between all the infantry that were shooting from then. They finished it off. For the behind enemy lines, we got the Warriors, the Immortals, and the Praetorian and the Bike in here. So we get 2 points for the behind enemy lines objective. We killed 1 more Warp Spider. The Immortals did make the charge, got 1 of the Warp Spiders. Praetorian whiffed again. No damage in return, and he did make his hit and run this time. So the Eldar are down to 3 Warp Spiders, going into their 6th turn with the objective being kill an enemy unit in the assault phase. That is the end of 5. So Eldar turn 6 coming up, going into the last turn. Alright, we went ahead and rolled out the entirety of the last turn. The objective was to kill a unit in the assault phase, so his Warp Spiders charged the Immortal, shot 1 and killed it. Charged in, lost everybody but the Exarch on the charge. We got the Praetorian and the Bike back in there for some last minute action. Praetorian missed with all 3 attacks again, but the Immortals did manage to punch 1 hole in him. So at the end of the day, the Eldar have 1 Warp Spider Exarch with 1 wound standing. The rest of the field is smoking carnage and the Necrons reign ascendant. We will have after action reviews and army lists at the blog as always. Give us a like on Facebook, as that's the best way to see our new content as it comes out. We'll also have links in the description to the ATC missions so that you can see how they are played exactly. As always, thank you for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.